Hello, Sam. We are going to take a look at your transmission 6504178, obviously out of a 1956 Mercedes 190 SL. And excuse me while I get set up here. I want to show you actual real-time checking out your transmission. Let's get up here, see how we're doing. Couple things real quick. The transmission has a very primitive, poorly designed seal at the nose right here, and it is so primitive that they knew it was going to leak, and what they did was they actually designed a weep hole on the bottom of the transmission. Let's see if I can show you a picture of it here. See if we can see a picture of that hole. There it is. It's that hole right there, designed to allow transmission fluid to stay away from the clutch and leak out the front of the transmission, and that's why they're always moist on the bottom of these transmissions. As long as they got fluid in them, they're moist. And remember, it's automatic transmission fluid is the correct fluid. Sorry for the camera work here. I'm just getting this position on my work desk so that you can see what I'm seeing. All right. Now we're going to take this thing apart. See what we got. Transmission cover is pinned in two spots, right here, and they gave you a little slot to use to help ouija it up. This one slot's here and covered up by the vise. Well, that's interesting. Don't see the other slot. Oh well. Start here. Start ouijaing up. Okay. First thing we're going to check is the wear. There should not be any wear on these forks, but there is. These are fine right here. These forks have got obvious wear on them. Not supposed to have. Not much we can do about that. It's probably a sign of somebody using the gear shift lever as a armrest and just keeping their hand on the shift lever all the time when it's in gear. Anyway, that part fits. This part right here fits in this groove right here, and these forks go into this groove. This is what I call the shift clusters or shift bodies, and they are what we're going to check for wear, obviously, in addition to checking for what the teeth look like. Also be interesting to know what kind of oil was in here, see if there's any left, because these things are supposed to run in ATF, automatic transmission fluid, and a lot of people put That is not ATF, that is something besides ATF. So the wrong fluid was being used in here, which is pretty common. Alright, sorry for the delay. Had to get some light on the subject so I can see what's going on. Now, what we're going to look for is the condition of the teeth. Looks good there. Again, this should be covered in red oil, not brown oil, which is obviously engine oil or gear oil. Teeth look good. Feels good here. And then what we're going to check is our synchronizer teeth right here. Part of the, make sure these are not too chewed up for meshing the gears. Same here. Looks good. These are a little bit more chewed up. Not enough to worry about. Alright, looks good there. Now then what we're going to do is check our shift clusters underneath the shift clusters, shift body. And what we're looking for is damage on these teeth right here, because these teeth take the impact of acceleration, deceleration, and you start getting ridges built up on these teeth. And so far those look good. We got too much movement here. That should not be moving that much. Looks like it wasn't shimmed properly underneath this front cover. This has to, there should be no, almost imperceptible movement on this shaft here. The clearances on the front are 0 to like 0.2 thousandths, 0 to 0.002 thousandths, and on the counter shaft 0 to 0.6, I forgot, 0.006. I have to look up in the book, but they're very fine, very, very minute tolerances. 0 to the thickness of a human hair on these here. So that's what needs to be done, shimmed up there so it doesn't move like that. These teeth look very good. Let's check back here. Synchronizers are worn, so they get those need to get replaced anyway. These, by the way, are the teeth that mesh with this gear down here for reverse. I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, got some wear on this tooth, on these teeth right here. You can start to see the indentation. Okay. You can see this wear spot right here, what looks like a dent. So, I need to replace this synchronizer unit. And to get reverse, and now you notice if we rotate this counterclockwise, the output shaft is going the opposite direction. Now we're going the same direction. So, looks like a pretty straightforward rebuild. Install new bearings, shim it properly, install a new synchronizer cluster, and new synchronizer rings. That's these brass pieces right here. They've pretty well done their job. They are tapered inside here with grooves on them, and they actually grab onto the tapered cone of the gear right here. And so these are supposed to grab and help you shift gears, and help. What they do is they slide up on the groove here and slow down the gears so that one gear will you can shift from one gear to the other. And these are, looks like they're riding up about as close as they can be, so they need to be. Hey, hi, come on in.
Willard?
I'm just making a little video here. Come on in. You can see the difference in gap right here. So that needs to be taken care of with new bushing or new shift synchronizer rings.
Yeah.
And the rest is pretty straightforward. So I hope that helps you out, and I'll get you an estimate in a little bit. Thank you very much.